issue is that yes, I understand what you mean. Instead of that, I was trying to find that to write something else. Let's say if it is like it starts with A, poor. Let's say if it is start with F, it is rich. M, mid-level. Rest of them show me as a T or as a turab or as a, let's say, the maximum. I couldn't find it. That's why I mentioned one by one the names that what I need. Actually, we did with Cameron. So we tried to mention the specific names, and we did it like a show me, because the rest of the query was the null. If I didn't put the where over there after the HR employee on my query, it was the rest of the the rest of the table was the null. So I changed the null. Yes, now execute this one. You're gonna see. You see, there are nulls.
So basically, if it doesn't satisfy a condition, it will return null.
Yes. I know, Abdul, but instead of that, like I was trying to find that what's the way that like I don't want to see the null, or instead of the null, I would like to see, let's say, entire the nulls should be this letter, or
Yeah, you can say that. So go back to that query.
Yeah, now it's clear because Turab showed that how to put that unknown.
Okay.
So that was Ramel's whole point, that before we didn't know how to put unknown.
No, come on. In Turab queries, it was the rest of the things are unknown. I don't want to see the unknown.
What do you want to see, Ramel?
Just put unknown. Just say unknown there.
Oh, okay. I see.
You know what I'm saying? I mean, the rest of it, you give the condition. For example, if it's not mid, if it's not, for example, rich, if it's not poor, give me something else. Something else you mentioned that.
Okay.
So this is how.
Can you please share this one?
Say again?
Can you please share the query on the chat, please? Abdul, I'm sorry about that. I interrupt you.
No. So this is how it works. If it's this, do this. If it's this, do this. If it's do this, else for everything else, do this. So now it will just say unknown. Now, with this one, there is still a problem. So if you go back, I want to say over here, I still cannot say all the job codes starting from A to F, job codes starting from A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I display as rich, because I cannot use between. I cannot use between, greater than. Guys, can everybody go on mute, please? So you cannot use between, greater than for D code.
Someone forgot to mute.
Yeah, I'm muting everyone. Okay, so if you guys have questions, please unmute yourself. So once again, you cannot use between, greater than, less than. You cannot use a range for D code. So this is still a problem. Okay, you can only use like a formula I showed yesterday, right? D code, trunk of D code divided by 5,000 is equals to 0, then poor, equals to 1, then middle class. Everything else is rich. But for alphabets, you cannot write a formula, right? So, anybody else has questions? So I just gave 1 or 2 questions for the assignment. Did anyone do that?
I will have the question about the small issue that I find out.
Okay.
Okay, so Abdul, I created a table and which has like 2 columns. Let's say one of them is a emp ID, the second one is a emp name, correct? So I gave the index to emp ID. Okay. Then, as I told you yesterday, when I was trying to see if it is full scan or index scan, it gives me full scan unless I put the where emp ID is, let's say 10, correct?
Can you show me that query? Yeah, I understood what you're saying.
Yes. Let me share my screen and you're gonna see.
Oh, you're not sharing? Okay, sorry. I thought you were. Okay. Go ahead.
Oh, I was sharing.
Yeah. I just realized that somebody else was sharing. Okay. So people who joined today, I think somebody new joined today. So we are discussing about performance tuning. So how do you make a query run faster? You have to. Are you sharing screen?
Ramil wants to share, right?
Okay. So Ramil, I cannot see your screen. Yeah, now we can see. So the problem is, it's not a problem. So we were discussing yesterday how to make a query run faster. Because if you have a table which has millions of records and you do not have indexes on the table, you do select store on the table, it will run forever. Okay. So Ramil created a table. So hr.dept. The second table should be hr.dept1_20_index.
Okay, now I'm gonna show you the indexes here. So
Okay.
let's see. Okay.
Start. Okay.
So when I go here, emp 2 seconds, emp index, hold on, emp 120 index.
Refresh the tables. Oh, yeah, it's there. The first table on the left side. Go up.
Yeah. Okay. So when I go to index here, you see there's a one index here on depth ID.
Correct.
Which is fine. I agree with this one. So when I go to this table, which is depth, hold on 2 seconds. I need a depth one.
Yeah, you need a depth.
So yes, I have here the depth one. Give me 2 seconds. Should be here. Depth one. So when I go here, as you see that I created on purposely depth ID and depth name.
Okay.
Okay. But when I go here and then query this table, so let me show you.
Yeah, make that 19 and EMP make it 10. Okay.
When I do like that, as you
So
see,
this will always show full table scan because you need to have because index is created on a column and you're not using that column in this query, right?
But this table has only 2 columns and all of them has an index.
Yeah, but you need to you created a table. It has 2 columns. You have indexes on both columns. I agree. But when you run this query, right, it will still do a full table scan because you need to have that column on which you created an index in the statement. Unless you do not have that column in your wait statement, it will not enforce that index.
I see. Okay.
So because index is created at a column level, but you're querying a table, right? And I get what you're saying. It makes sense. You said, yeah, but your table has only 2 columns and both of them have indexes. But for you to activate that index, you need to have your wait statement here.
Yes.
Put any wait statement, now you won't see a full table scan.
Yeah, I see that one. I see that. At that time, I see here.
Yeah, now you're not doing a full table scan.
Okay. Thank you very much.
Abdul, when are we gonna finish with the SQL?
Saturday.
Okay, perfect. Because I started to dream about select stars.
Good thing. Good. Okay, guys. So SQL is boring. It's not fun to learn. I understand. But once you finish SQL and PLSQL, Informatica is going to be very fun to learn with. Okay, it's more like a drag and drop tool. You don't have to write a lot of stuff in it. You have to drag and drop, right click, uncheck something, select a box. It's going to be it's a very user interactive tool. Okay, you don't have to write a lot of code in there. Everything is drag and drop there. Okay, so that is the reason I'm doing the unpleasant. And unfortunately, if you do not know SQL, you cannot do Power Center. Please remember this. I'll repeat this again. If you're not good with SQL, you will not learn Power Center. If you're good with SQL, you will enjoy working with Power Center. Okay. Okay. I have Badri joining for the first time. Hello. Badri, can you hear me?
Yes, Abdul, I can hear you.
Okay. So yeah, so
Abdul, one more thing.
Yeah.
Sorry. I have a note because I was writing the notes from the previous videos, and you said that case cannot be used in Power Center, but decode can be used in Power Center.
That's right. You cannot use in SQL. You can use decode. Oh, you're already in. Oh, I said this in. Okay, this is just good to know information. So if then else in SQL you can use decode or case, but in Power Center you cannot use decode. You cannot use case. You can only use decode in Power Center, and in Power Center you have another option called IIF. Okay, so I never use decode in SQL or Power Center. In SQL I use case. In Power Center I use IIF. Okay, you don't have to remember this. It's just good to know that in SQL, if you want to write if then else, you have to use decode and case. In Power Center, if you want to write if then else, you can use decode or IIF. I have never used decode in SQL, writing SQL queries, or in Power Center, but you should know how decode works. Is that clear? Any other questions? Okay, let's start with the assignment. I just had one question for assignment, so Badri, we are planning to complete SQL by Saturday, and Sunday I'm going to start PLSQL. I'm going to have PLSQL for a few days, and then I'm going to start Power Center. So we almost finished 8 classes for SQL. We'll have like another three classes for SQL, and we should be done. And then for the first time I'm going to teach PLSQL. I've never showed PLSQL to the previous 9 batches. I'm going to show PLSQL because a lot of job requirements are asking for PLSQL. PLSQL is very easy if you know SQL. Okay. Who is sharing screen and who wants to do? Okay. I don't want all these familiar names. I don't want Ramil. I don't want Turab. I don't want these people to share screen. I want somebody new to share screen.
I can share screen. I did it.
Yeah. Okay, cool.
Okay. No screen. Okay. Okay. I don't know if you can see my screen.
Yeah, we can see your screen.
Okay.
Can you maximize? Can you maximize your screen?
Yeah.
Is it maximized?
Yes.
Okay. Can you
see it?
Yeah, we can see it. Can you bring up SQL Developer?
Yeah. It's on. You can see it?
No.
Okay,
I think you have
just a
to.
minute.
Yeah, you have to share again. I think you're sharing the wrong window. Or
Just a minute. Let me undo it again. I never shared, so.
Yeah, that's
I'm
the
sharing
reason.
the entire screen.
Yes, you're sharing entire screen.
Okay, and then now screen to share. Sharing. Okay.
Are you using 2 monitors?
No, 1.
Okay. Yeah, we see your SQL Developer now.
Do you see it? Because I cannot see it. Okay.
No, it says SQL Developer, but it's blank.
Oh gosh. It gives me like okay, your entire screen, and that says select window or screen to share. And do I share in Meet or Oracle SQL Developer? Yeah, Oracle, right?
Yeah.
This one, okay.
Yeah, that's one. Perfect.
Okay, so can you see it now?
Yeah, and your screen is maximized, right?
Yes.
Okay.
You can see it maximized?
Yeah, I can see it. Okay, guys, can everybody see it? Because I'm good with the font and everything.
It's very, I mean, very small or hard to see.
I don't have a problem. I see it fine. Tonya, can you increase the font size, please? Go to Tools and Preferences,
Mm-hmm.
and on the left side you'll see
Mm-hmm. The
that window.
fonts.
That window is not on your screen. It's on the other screen, I think. So go to Tools, go to Preferences,
Yeah.
and wait, I'm doing it on my. And then go to
Just type fonts. You're gonna see that.
yeah. Go to
Mm,
Fonts.
I don't see the fonts.
Just type in fonts on the search
Okay.
on the top. Just saying.
Yeah. Okay. I see it. So you
And then
want it bigger size,
Yeah,
like
increase.
16.
Yeah, I guess so.
Okay. Is this
Yeah.
better?
Yeah, this is
Okay.
better. Okay, let's
Okay.
proceed.
Good.
So I
Okay.
said just do the first question. So
Yeah, but actually the ninth one we did too. We did it in a class with the row ID. So I did the ninth one as well.
perfect. Okay.
Okay, so
Okay.
the first one is create a view hr.m underscore department underscore job after joining 3 columns, which are HR employees and HR
tables.
department. Yes.
Okay.
3 tables, that's right. So first I wanted, like, if, for example, I don't know how to find all these columns in between. You know, you have to find the column that matches, well, all
Correct.
3 tables. So in here, I have the columns department ID would match the department table, and in here I also have the job ID to match the job table.
Very good. So you will join employees table and department table
Yes.
with department ID, and then you will join employees table and job table with job
With
ID.
the job, yes.
Okay.
So
Can you start?
first, yes. So I would do the select star, and I would start with the just connecting the tables, joining the tables. So I would do select star and from HR employees,
Okay.
just the main table, because this one has 2 columns that would match. And
Okay.
I would name it A,
Okay.
and I would join it. The other question, can I just join, or do I do the inner join? Because we're going to be mentioning the columns anyway. So
Either.
like, do I have either? Okay,
yeah.
so I'll just join the HR department.
Okay.
Department, actually, this one.
Yep.
And I would call it B.
Mm-hmm.
And I would mention on what columns I'm joining them, like on A department ID,
Mm-hmm.
A dot department ID, which is right here, on B dot department ID.
Very good. So
Because
A
it's
underscore
present. Yeah,
A
it's
dot
present.
department underscore ID equals B dot
Equals
department
B.
underscore ID.
Yes.
So this is how you join the first 2 tables. So
Yes.
can someone tell me why are we joining tables?
Because we want to see information in one table. Like if we don't want to see all the columns, or if we want to put them together and see the matching information, because they
Correct.
have matching columns.
Yeah,
Okay.
basically to cross-reference.
Yeah, because employees table will only have employee information. Department table will have department related information. Job table will have job related information. So
Also, we have the where statement, because we have the employee ID
yes.
between.
I want
So
to
we'll
restrict
do-
the data. So okay, don't put the where
Okay.
statement.
Yeah. Okay.
Just execute this query now.
Yeah, just to see the both tables.
Yeah.
Yeah, but in here we have all the columns, and we don't want them, so we need
Yeah.
to
Yeah.
minimize their size. So we put the employee ID, first name and last name as A, because they belong to the A, and
Okay.
we'll put department ID in. So we'll do select A employee. I'm just gonna copy all of them.
Yeah, everything
Here.
is there in the question.
Yes, and just I'm gonna do, this is A dot as well.
Mhm.
So I'm gonna mess up right now. Okay. Then this is A dot as well. It belongs to the first. This is B.
So department ID is present in both A and B, but you should always take it from B. Is that
Yes,
clear?
because it's here.
Yeah.
But we're just joining it. Yeah. Okay. So we'll execute it and just gonna see it. Okay. So it's already small, but we need to join the third one.
Yes. So
And
so
we're
far,
gonna-
what you did on the screen is what we have covered so far. But I never showed you how to join 3 tables. I already showed you how to join 2 tables.
Yeah, but you said that you have to write join twice if you need to join 3
Yeah.
tables.
Yes.
So you write it the second time, and we're gonna be joining the HR jobs. We'll call it C. Where is the HR jobs here? Okay, that's the table, and we'll call it C as a third table. And now we're gonna join the job ID from the HR employee, which is we're gonna say on A dot job ID because it belongs to the employee table and to the job table.
Correct.
So we're just gonna do it twice. Gonna do equals B. I mean C because it's the
Correct.
okay. And let's see what we're gonna get here. I mean, we can do it right away. We can add the columns right away.
I want the job ID and job title.
Yeah. So we can add the columns.
Job ID is present in A and C, but you will always take it from C because
From C. So we
job
would
table
add
has
C dot.
yeah, because job ID is part of the job table. So don't take it from the employee side. Take it from the job side.
Yeah. Let's see what we're gonna get, and then we're gonna add the where statement because we don't want to see all these
All
employee
employees,
IDs.
correct.
Yes.
So you have a space between C and job title. Just make sure that you get rid of that.
Oh, okay. Sorry.
Okay.
So
Right now you're
gonna-
displaying data for all employees. You don't want it for all employees.
yes, where employee underscore ID. And let's see what we're gonna.
Okay, so you should put a dot employee underscore ID. It works, but
Okay, yeah.
Okay, so this is the answer. She just joined 3 tables. Now she's making the job of the user she's making the life of the user easier by joining 3 tables. Otherwise people who want employee information, department information, and job information, they would have to query 3 different tables if you don't know these joins. Okay, you will have to write 3 separate queries. So she's displaying data from 3 different tables in one view, in one screen.
I actually have to drop the view because I already did it.
You already created it. Okay.
Yeah, so let me just drop it quick and then I'm gonna create it.
Yeah, you can, after you drop the view, you can just hold on for a minute. I'll just explain what is a view and then you can take it from there. Okay. So can you execute the select statement?
Yes.
So she joined 3 tables and she's displaying data from employees, departments, and job table in one screen. So if you're joining 2 tables, you need 1 join. If you're joining 3 tables, you need 2 joins. If you're joining n tables, you will need n minus 1 joins. For example, if you're joining 10 tables, you need at least 9 joins. Is this clear to everyone?
Yes.
Okay. Now, a user will come to me and say, Abdul, I'm trying to join. I want to see data from these 3 tables. What is the best way? I want to see data from 10 different tables. Is there a better way of doing it? Because I don't want to query employees table, get the department ID, then query department table, get the department name, then query the job table and get the job title. So you and I will say, okay, very simple. I'll give you this query. So you give this query to the user, and the user who doesn't know SQL will log into the database and execute this query. So he or she will have to save this query in a notepad or in an email or somewhere, right? Now, what happens if the person, so you wrote this query and gave it to the user's life has become much easier now because you making them run just one query. What happens if the person loses this query? Will he or she will come back again to you and say, hey, I lost that query you gave me. Can you write the query again for me? That's not fun, right? So is there a way we can save this query in the database? Yes.
We can create a view.
So we can create a view and we can save this query, whatever she wrote just now on the screen, Tonya wrote, we can save this entire select statement. We can save this entire select statement in the database. So how do you do that? So you will write create view HR.department and execute this entire thing. Okay, on the bottom it says view created. Okay, and
so we're gonna refresh.
Yep.
And we're gonna click on it.
So this is the view she created.
All the data is here.
Data is there.
And the code is here.
Whatever. So when whatever code she wrote, it got saved here. Now, what will the user do? Now the user will not even write the big query. The user will just do select star on this view. So if you go back to your SQL worksheet. So tomorrow, if the user wants to see this data, he or she, they won't execute that. They'll just execute select star on hr.mdept_job. Can you just type in select star from?
Okay, sure.
Select star from hr.emp. Yeah, the view name.
Oh, the view. Okay, on the view.
Yeah.
This is the select star on the view.
Yeah. So the user will tomorrow, they won't have to save that big query. They'll just do select star on the view. So it's like just doing select star on the table, right? So this is a view. So what happens when the user does select star on the view in the backend? Can you click on that second tab which you have opened?
Right here?
No, the second tab.
Right here. Yeah.
And go to the second last tab there, SQL. So whenever any user does select star on the view, this is what executes in the backend. Select a.employee_id. Can you highlight that from the third line to the end? Third line.
Right here.
Third, the select star.
Oh, from here. Oh, select star. Okay.
Yeah. So whenever you do select star on the view, this is what executes in the backend. Okay. So execute this.
This.
Yeah. Just highlight the select statement.
Okay.
Yeah. And
copy.
Yeah. Copy. Yeah. In the backend, whenever you do select star on the view, this is what's actually happening. And it's displaying data.
The same thing.
Yeah, same thing. So is that clear? So let me share screen. So this is how you create a view. Okay, let me share screen.
So when you do select star, instead of doing that, can you just query like certain columns, like select column from a view?
Yeah, let's do that. So you have a view with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 columns, right?
Yeah.
So when you query the view, you don't have to write star. So you can get rid of the star on the view and say employee_id first_name.
Okay. And last name, for example.
Yeah, just you can just say that and
Okay,
get rid of.
I'm just gonna get rid of the A's.
Get rid of the A's, yeah. So you can write your view on the view. You can again, and then over here you can write a where statement also. You can write a where statement also.
Where, for example,
employee underscore. Yeah, between 101 and 105.
Okay.
Now in this case, she has specified all the columns which we are querying from one specific table by removing that A, right? So what if it's from different tables like A, B, or C? So in that case,
she's not querying a table. She's querying a view.
Yeah, view. I mean, still, but of course we are specifying the column names.
There is no difference between table and view. Whatever you can do on a table, you can do on a view.
Okay.
Okay. Let me share screen. And Tony, thanks. You can stop sharing, and I'll share screen.
Okay.
So why do we use a view? So we just said, if you have a query which you're joining multiple tables, and you want to save that query in the database, you can just create a view.
Tonya, can you please share the query that you created, please?
Okay, so let me quickly go over what we did just now. So I have emp ID, name, department ID. I have 1 up to 10, 2 Turab 20, and then 3 Kamran 30. I have employee information like this. Okay. And then I have another table called department table, which has job ID. Job ID is AD underscore press, and then FAC, and then what do you have? System admin or something like this. Suppose you have something like this. And you have a department table which has department ID and department name. And this one you have 10 IT, 20 sales, 30 HR. Okay, you have department table which has department information. Then you have job table which has job ID and job title. This is the president. It means president. This means facilities, and this one means sys admin, something like that. Now, if I want Abdul's department name, first I will have to query this table, get the department ID, then query this table and get the department name. If I want Abdul's job title, first I will have to query this table and say select star from table where emp ID equals to 10. I will get this. Then I will have to query job table and say select star from job where job ID equals add press. Then I'll know that it's president. Instead of writing 3 separate queries, what she did was she joined these 3 tables. Okay, she joined employee and department on this column. Oh, sorry. She joined employees and department on these 2 columns, and employees and job on some other column here. So these 2 columns. So the end result was we displayed emp ID, name, department ID, department name, job ID, job name. Okay, so in one view, we displayed like this, and this, and this. Oh, wait, sorry, that's incorrect. This is what we displayed. Okay, this is the final output in one view. In one screen, I can see everything. I don't have to write 3 separate queries. Now, we gave that big query with 3 joins and weird statement and everything to the user. The user will have to execute that every day. So we made the life of the user easier by storing this query in the database itself. Okay, by querying, by saving this big query in the database itself. Tomorrow the user will come to work and just do select star on the view, and in the backend, that entire query with the joins and everything will execute. Is that clear to everyone? Now, there is a problem with the view. There is a problem with the view. Okay. The advantages, there are 2 advantages. One is store query in database. That's one advantage. The second one is security reason. Let's go over the advantages first. So you wrote a big query and you're storing that in the database. So user will just do select star on the view, and he or she will, in the backend, that join will execute and it will give you this data. Very good. Second thing is security. Okay, let me cover this as well. You have a table called employee table. It has emp ID, first underscore name, last underscore name, SSN. You have a table like this. You have one, first name is Abdul, last name is Roger, and then SSN is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 0. Yeah, that's not my SSN. So you have to Turab. Sorry, I don't know your last name. I'm just going to put A, and I'll just put some SSN here. And I don't know your last name. Sorry, so I'll just put this, and I'll put something like this. I have a table like this. My requirement is I want to see emp ID, first underscore name, last underscore name, and full underscore name. Okay, this is, so I'm expecting that the data to be like this. Okay, I'm expecting data to be like this. I'm expecting data to be like this. Okay. Now, I have this information. I need this information. I do not need access to this, right? If I go to work and they say, can you please take this information and give me first name and last name? So there is a column which the user does not need access, the developer does not need access to, right? The developer does not need access to this SSN because this is sensitive information. The developer needs employee ID, first name and last name, and they can calculate the full name, right? There is no need for SSN. So what you can do is you can remove the select privilege. You can remove the select access. You can remove select access for user from this table. When the developer tries to query employee table, it will say table or view does not exist. Okay, I will cover that. It's called grants. I'll cover grants. Now, I will create a view on top of this table, and the view will look like this. Then I will give access to the view to the developer. Then the developer will use the view. Developer will use the view and return data like this. Is that clear? First thing is I will remove the select privilege, select access for the developer from the main table. Then I will create a view and say, okay, here, use this and give me this data. So he or she can easily take this data and return this. Is that clear to everyone? So first use is it can store long, complicated queries in the database. The second one is security reasons. Any questions before I move to disadvantages? Okay. Disadvantage. This view, whenever you create a view, it executes the select statement. So when I do select star on the view, in the backend, it will go and execute the select statement and display the data. View does not exist on the disk. Okay, whatever Sonia wrote just now, that doesn't exist on the disk. Okay, let me show you. So I'm creating a view, create view, or actually I might have already have views here, some other views. So just like you have all tables, all tab columns, all underscore indexes, all underscore constraints, you also have all underscore views. You have all underscore views. These are all the views in the database. I don't need all these views. I will just say where owner equals HR. So I want to see all the views in HR schema. So I only have 3 views in the HR schema. So let me make sure that that's right. So I have only 3 views. So either I can use a shortcut and display it, or I can write a query for that. Okay, let me look at. Okay. Every time I do select star on emp underscore name underscore view, this is what happens in the backend. Every time I do select star on this emp name view, this is what executes in the backend. Okay. So whenever I do select star on this, this is what executes in the backend. So there is nothing stored in this view. Is that clear to everyone? This thing does not exist on the screen. This view, sorry, this information doesn't exist on the disk. This view does not exist on the disk. When you do select star, it actually goes and queries the main table. Is that clear? It's like you see the mirage in the sun, right? Like when it's really hot, you see water on the road or somewhere. When you go closer, it's not there. It's just displaying it. Okay, this is just a view. So you have employees table is present on the disk. Employees table is present on the disk. Okay, but when you do select star on the emp name view, it is just querying the columns from this table and displaying it in this view. Is this clear to everyone?
Yes, Abdul, we can't hear you.
Can others hear me?
Yes, I can hear you. Abdul, I
can
have
hear.
one question.
I can hear you, yes.
Yeah, go ahead.
If you're doing this like that, so if you're going to update the table, so it means that it's going to give the updated table each time when you're taking the view, right?
Correct. I'm coming to that. Okay, so this thing is a dummy. It doesn't exist on the screen. So if you change Jennifer's information in the main table, in the base table, and when you do select star on the when you do a select star on the view, it will display updated name for Jennifer. View does not have anything in it. Whatever you did on the base table, that's what it displays here. This is just displaying. Is that
So
clear?
is that the reason why you cannot use the index on the view?
Yes. Now, so that is a disadvantage, because since this thing does not exist on the disk, okay, we cannot create an index on it. We cannot create an index on a view. Is that clear to everyone? So if you have a big view and you do select star on that, it will be very slow, because you cannot create index on a thing which doesn't exist. Is that clear to everyone? This view does not exist on the database. It does not exist on the disk. It is just when you do select star on, we do select star from hr.emp underscore name, and you do select star on emp underscore name underscore view. When you do select star on this, it's actually executing this. Okay, so this is just a view, means it is just displaying somebody else's information. So you cannot create an index on thing, because index is a database object, right? Index is a database object which is used to retrieve data faster. But if this thing doesn't even exist on the disk, you cannot create an index on it. So that is a major disadvantage. These are the advantages. Disadvantages: does not exist on disk, no index can be created. So when you do not create an index, it will be slow. Slow retrieval of data. Here, is that clear to everyone? So this is the advantages. This is the advantage. This is the disadvantage. Now, but we need a view, right? We need views, and this is very important for databases. So how do we overcome this issue? How do we overcome this issue? Can we have a view which exists on the disk and we can create indexes on it? Yes. So we have something called as materialized views. Okay. This will solve all your problems. It will solve all your problems with the view has. Okay. This will exist on the disk. You can create indexes on it, but if this is better than views, why do we even have views? Why do we not always create materialized views? Because this one has a disadvantage too. Okay, this one has a disadvantage. So you have to pick and choose if you want to use a view or a materialized view. I'll tell you what the disadvantage is. This is for views. See, nothing is perfect in the world. Everything has its advantages and disadvantages. So you have to pick and choose what do you want. So the advantages is stores query in databases, security, and fast. It's very fast. Okay. Disadvantages. Okay. Oh, okay. Let me move this one more down. This is not fast. Oh, sorry. Yeah, this is not fast because no indexes. Okay, I won't say that. I'll say cannot create index. Over here, can create index. So materialized view is doing everything what the view is doing. These two are same, and it's doing something which the view doesn't do. Now, there should be a catch, right? There should be some problems with this. That's the reason this one exists and this one exists. This one will always display latest data. Always display latest data, right? Like somebody just asked, I think it was Ramil or somebody just said, if in the underlying base table, I change Jennifer's information to Jen, and I do select star on the view, since this one does not save anything in it, it will go to the base table and return what is the name here. So if it's Jen, it will return Jen here. Is that clear? That's not a that's a problem with materialized view. Materialized view will not return latest data. Materialized view will not return latest data. Has to be refreshed periodically. Has to be refreshed periodically. This is clear to everyone, and we will see how it works. Is this clear to everyone?
Yes, it is clear. Abdul, can we write any query that to refresh the table? Like
Refresh a
whatever is,
table?
yeah, like constant refreshment by itself. It's kind of like when you execute them. So
For materialized view, you're saying?
yes.
Yeah. I'm going to cover that. I'm going
Okay.
to actually show how you refresh a materialized view.
I'm sorry. Okay, perfect.
Okay. Is this clear to everyone? I'm going to show that right now. Okay, so let's do that. Okay, let me get rid of all of this here. Select star from, let me just create a brand new table. Create table HR dot temp underscore 6 underscore 2020. I have emp ID. I have emp ID as number. Emp name varchar 2. And then I have department ID number, and I have salary as number. I want to insert into this values insert some data into this table. Up to 10 and then 1000. Let me say employee ID 2 Turab belongs to same department, and Turab salary is 2. Employee ID 3 and this person belongs to department ID 10 and this person's salary is 3000. Let me keep 2 more and I'll get rid of this. Now I have my 4th employee, and this is Irfan. This is department ID 20,000 and employee ID 5. I will say also Sonia. 20 department ID 20, 2000, 6, and I will say I don't know who's. I'll just put Sam. Sorry, put Sam, and this person belongs to department ID 30, and this person's salary is 1000. Okay, I'm going to place my cursor here and execute this. Okay, let me. Please try it along with me. I don't know if I can send the entire. Everybody can hear me, right?
Yeah, I can hear.
Yes, Abdul, I can hear.
Okay, so select star from HR. Okay. Now, do you see this table which I just created? Now, I'm going to create a view. First, let's do a view. Okay, create view as HR dot. Create view as HR dot. So I'm going to create a view. Create view HR dot amp underscore 6 amp underscore 6 underscore 20 underscore, I will say view as select amp ID department ID. I want to find out the totals. Sorry, I want to find out the total salary. I want to find out the total salary for each department. From select department ID, sum of salary from this table, group by department ID as total salary. So what happens if I execute this? It will find out the total salary for department ID, total salary for department ID 20, total salary for department. So if I execute this, it will tell that department ID 10 has 1000 plus 2000 plus 3000. Department ID 20 has 1000 plus 2000. Department ID 30 has just 1000. Now I don't want to execute this query every day. Right? I don't want to execute this query every day. I'm going to save it in this view. Oh, sorry. Guys, if it gives a red line, don't ignore it. Okay. That means there is something wrong. There's a reason. Even I do it sometimes, but don't ignore if it's a red line. It's already telling you, see, I had something like this and it gave me a red line. Don't ignore it. Okay. I don't want to execute this query every day when I come to work, right? I want to save this in the database. So it got stored into the database. So tomorrow I will come to work and I will say select star from, I'll do this. But I don't even have to do that. It will give me the data, or I can just go to views, refresh, and I have that, this one here. So I can just say, you can just drag and drop here. Sorry. Or you can just do select star on the view. In the backend, it will go and execute this information. Okay, this view does not store any, this view does not exist on the disk. All it is doing is it is going to the base table and it's just displaying this information. Now, somebody asked me, what happens when I change Abdul's salary from 1,000 to 2,000? So will the view display 6,000 or 7,000? Will the view display 6,000 or 7,000? So if I increase Abdul's salary by 1,000, so department ID 10 should have 7,000, right? So let me do that. The view will always display the latest data. So I will say update table, set salary equals 2,000. Where emp underscore ID equals 1. So Abdul salary is 2,000. For department ID 10, salary is 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So when I do select star on the view, it will display the latest data, right? See, it got automatically updated. So that is the best part of the view. It will always display the latest data. Is that clear? Now, the disadvantage is if this table is huge, I cannot create an index on this. I cannot create an index on this table. That is a disadvantage. Is that clear to everyone? Is that clear to everyone? So to overcome that, so if you have a small, when do we use view and when do you use a materialized view? Okay. If the table is, if base table is small, create a view. If base table is huge, create materialized view. If base table is small, you don't need to create. If a table has three records, you don't need to create an index on a table with 3 columns, right? 2 columns and 3 records, right? It's a very small table. If a table has like millions of records, then you create materialized view. Here, now let's see. So
yeah, one question, Abdul, can we create a table from a view?
Yeah.
Okay, so then we can probably index that table.
Yeah, but then you'll have to create a table. You have a table, and then you have a view, and then you have a table, right? View is always built on a table, right?
Yes, but if we're, let's say, joining 3 different tables.
So why do you want to have table A? Then you create a view on this, and then create a table on that, right? Just create a materialized view. And why do you have a table? You create a view on top of it, then you create a table and index that. Just create a materialized view and create an index on it, right? Why do you want to have 3 objects when 2 will be enough, right?
Okay.
And the third table which you create, okay, you will have to create that table every day, because what if the information in the view gets changed? The third table data is static, right? You will have to drop that table and recreate it again. That is what refresh materialized view means. Okay.
Yeah, right. No, I mean, you get the result of the only reason I was asking, you can import the result or bring the result of a view into a table, then you can do your manipulations, whatever you are trying to do, just for a faster, and then
So
probably.
you can just use the materialized view. It's the same thing. Otherwise,
Okay.
you'll have to drop and create the table again. Okay.
I see.
So view is always returning the latest data. Now problem is you cannot create an index on it. So I'm going to create a materialized view which exists on the disk. I'm going to create a view which exists on the disk, which is called materialized view. Okay, so how do you create a materialized view? Same query. Okay, so create, instead of view, you will say materialized view. And I cannot use this name again. So I will just say mview. Create materialized view hr.emp_6. And I will execute this. It will not let me. Oh, wait, it got created. Okay. Okay, now I will do select star from materialized view. Need to select star from the materialized view. It will still display the same data as the view. Okay, it will still display. Now see, I'm going to execute the view and the materialized view. They will both display the same data, right? They will both display. Now let me change the data in the backend in the base table. Where is my update statement? I will make Abdul's salary as 3,000. Okay, what is the total salary for department ID 10? 3,000, 2,000, 3,000, 11,000, right? Now see, when I execute the view does not store any information in itself. It's going to go back. Whenever you execute this, it will run back to the base table. It will run back to the base table and retrieve the data and display it here. So now, yeah, sorry, 3 plus 3 plus 2. Sorry, I counted it wrong. Yeah, that is correct. So 3 plus 3 plus 2, 8. Okay. So now view will go and automatically again calculate the latest data and display it. Not with a view. Even though you can create an index on it, it is still displaying stale data. It is still displaying stale data. So the last time when the first time you created the view, materialized view, it will store this information forever. Okay, you will actually have to refresh the view. So how do you refresh the view? How do you refresh a materialized view? This is how you refresh a materialized view. So you will have to say execute dbms underscore mview.refresh and then this one. Now it says it got refreshed. Now when you execute materialized view, it will show the latest data now. This is the disadvantage of materialized view. You'll have to refresh it continuously. Maybe once an hour, twice an hour, once an hour, once a day, once a week, something. Otherwise, it will always display data at the time of its creation. So view is always shows latest data. Materialized view will show snapshot. It's like a picture. View is like a video. Video will always keep changing, right? This is like a picture. Okay, you take a picture holding one ice cream. Okay, and then you hold one more ice cream. So video will always show 2 ice creams, but picture after that you can hold 10 ice creams also. Picture will show just one ice cream, right? So if you want to show the 10 ice creams, if you're holding 10 ice creams, you have to take another picture. Okay, that is called a refresh. Okay, this is like a video, this is like a picture.
So I have a question. Let's say, can you have like different versions of materialized view just to have, let's say, you want to keep some historic data for certain views, today, tomorrow, day after tomorrow, but you are using the same view.
Yeah.
So you have to recreate. Mhm.
You can create a, so when you create a materialized view, you can say this is daily. Then you can have another materialized view which is refreshed weekly. You want to see weekly, and you have another materialized view which gets refreshed yearly. So you can have something like this. So you will refresh this one daily. This one you will refresh weekly. This one you will refresh once in a year. Is that clear?
Abdul, can you schedule in SQL Developer that runs every morning, let's say?
I know how to do it. I know how to do it in Power Center, but I have never scheduled I've never scheduled something in. I don't know how to do it. Hold on 1 second. Yeah, to be honest, I have never done it over here. I know how to do it manually, but instead of doing, if you want to refresh your materialized view every hour, you're not going to sit in front of your computer and say, "Oh, I have to do this at 7 p.m." No, and then no, you you will automatically schedule. So I don't know how to do that. I've never done it actually. So let me Google it. Schedule materialized view refresh Oracle. See, it's either manual or you can materialize. So you can say build immediate refresh force on demand. So there are different ways of doing it. See, this is what we just did now. A materialized view can be manually refresh. This is what I just did, right? But we don't want to do it. Suppose I have to do it once every hour at 6 p.m.
Yes, there is one Oracle schedule, you see.
Is there
Rather
one?
than using refresh group, Oracle. No, go back. Yeah, underneath, rather than using a refresh group, you'll see the Oracle scheduler.
Yeah.
Can you click that?
So
Yeah, this is the.
yeah, you guys can try it.
Yeah.
Let me try it.
Okay. I think cron job we need to schedule there, maybe. But in the Informatica, we're gonna use the common task, right? I believe.
Yeah, we are going to use Informatica scheduler. So it's very easy. Or I'm going to show you Autosys. You can use Autosys also. So begin DBMS, create job name. I'll just say the job name is you can say hourly, by minute, by second, something like this. So I have, mine is not a stored procedure.
I will find out.
Okay, try this out. Okay.
Yes.
You don't have to sit and watch the clock and execute this every hour. Okay, you can just automate it and leave it. So do I have any existing schedulers here? No, I don't have. Oh, scheduler.
Abdul,
I have
I will have one question.
New schedule. I don't know if I can use a shortcut.
Yeah, we got it.
Try it out, okay? I've never done it.
Okay, I will.
Yeah, what was the question?
Actually, I understand the whole thing, like whatever you explained, but I miss one part. Like, let's say you sent the image someone, right, and that someone can change anything on that, or it's like only like we can change it on that image.
On image? Which image?
I mean, like on particular, like whatever you were view. I mean, not the image.
So this,
like, let's say you created the view and send it to me, and can I just work on it, or I just can see that one? That's all about it.
Okay, so there are different kinds of grants. Okay, there are. I want to cover that tomorrow. Okay, there are grants on the table. So if you go to tables, if you click on any table, and you go to the grants tab. Okay, this one is empty. Okay, so there are different kinds of grants. There is select grant, there is update grant, there is insert grant, there is delete grant, and there is DBA grant. If I create a table and I don't want to give access to anyone, if I create a table and if I want to give access to Turab, so I will give access to Turab using this grant here. So action. So if I'm in grants, I will create a brand new. So privileges, grant. So I will say, who should I give access to? So right now I will say give access to somebody. Hold on 1 second. Let me create a brand new user. Let me create a brand new. So view and materialize view is clear to everyone, right? So let me create a user. Create user Turab identified by Turab. I mean, Turab's password is going to be Turab. So user Turab got created. Once again, guys, you will never log into sys schema at work. You will never create a user. You will never create password. This will be done by admin, okay? Don't go to work and say, oh, I don't have access to sys schema. They'll look at you very weird. They'll get scared. They'll think, oh, this guy wants to drop the database or something. So I'm going to log in as okay. Now I'm going to log in as Turab. Okay, I'm going to log in as Turab. His password is Turab. And I'm not going to mess with this. I'm going to test. Host name. This is not XE. Sorry, this is not XE. It is. Find out what the ORCL PDB. Okay. Turab. Why does it say does not know the SID or ORCL PDB? This is not wrong, right? Oh, it's the service name, not SID. I didn't want to cover this today, but since someone asked, if password test. Okay, connect. So I'm going to log in as Turab. Okay, when I log in as Turab and Turab wants to query a table. Turab wants to query a table. So Turab wants to query a table called hr.employees, but it says table or view does not exist, right? Because Turab does not have access to this table. But when I execute this hr.employees from sys schema has access to everyone, right? This table exists. This table exists everywhere, right? But Turab does not have access. Turab does not have access here. So that's why it says table or view does not exist. So you have to actually, so you would actually, I don't want to do that, but this is how you will have to give access to Turab. So Turab says, I don't have access to that. It says table or view does not exist. You will have to go here, give actions. You can say table. Let me not mess with employees table. Let me look at some other table which I just created. What is the table I just created? This one. Let's use this one. When Turab tries to query this table, it says table or view does not exist. Okay, but this table exists, right? So you can give access to Turab to that table. So how do you do that? Go to emp underscore. Don't mess with the employees custom. Don't mess with the base tables. So let's emp underscore 6 underscore 2020. Okay, go to grants. Let's provide grant. So privileges grant. So there are different kinds of privileges. Like I said, select, insert, update, delete. Okay, let me say is Turab. Okay. What kind of access do I want to give? Alter, delete, index, create index, insert, update, delete. Right now, I will only give select access to Turab. See, Turab has only select access, and he cannot grant this access to somebody else. Only HR can grant access to this table too, because this table exists in HR schema, right? So only HR can access. So that grantable means just because Turab has access to this table, he cannot grant access to another user called Wusal. Now, when you do this, Turab is able to access this table now. And what kind of privilege grants does Turab has? He only has select. Turab only has select access. If Turab tries to update this table, will not let him. Let me get where is my update statement? Yeah. If Turab tries to do this, he cannot do this because he doesn't have access. Says insufficient privilege. Then Turab will go and tell the owner of this table, hey, you gave me select access, but could you provide me update access also? Then I will go and privilege. So right now I'm saying, okay, I gave you select access. Let me give you update access also. So now you have select and update. Okay. Once again, guys, you will not be doing this. Okay. You do not have access. Okay. Now, Turab, I said, okay, Turab, go ahead and try to update your table. See, table got updated. Now, if Turab executes this, and now Turab can, again, he can execute this database, this table. See, now it changes to 40. Now Turab is trying to delete records from this table. Delete, will Turab be able to delete? Turab will not be able to delete anything from this table because what are the accesses Turab has on this table? Turab only has select and update. If Turab tries to delete something from this table, we'll say insufficient privileges. Oh, sorry. Emp underscore ID. Erase this out. So Turab will get a message saying that insufficient privileges. Ask your database administrator or designated security administrator to grant you necessary privileges. An attempt was made to perform a database operation without the necessary privileges. Okay, so you will go back and tell, okay, can you? So this is HR, right? So he will log in. He will send an email to the person who created this table and say, can you give me delete access also? Then you will go to privileges, grant, and what else? You will give delete access also. Now Turab has select, update, delete.
Abdul, can you also write the statement for that? Grant select access to Turab?
Yeah. Whatever you can do as a shortcut, you can write. Whatever you can do as a shortcut, you can write query for that. Okay, how do you do that? So, okay, so let me just complete this. So instead of saying one at a time, instead of doing one at a time, so okay, let me delete all these privileges. Okay, I had a fight with Turab. I'm going to delete all these privileges. So revoke. I'm going to revoke all privileges for Turab. So I'm going to say revoke all, no more. Okay. Now Turab cannot even do select star on this table. Previously, he was in select, update, delete, right? I removed everything. Now, okay, you guys are okay, and so you want to give back access. So you can, instead of saying select, update, insert, delete, you can just say grant DBA to Turab. How do you do that? On grant You use shortcuts, but how do you grant access? Hold on 1 second. You can write queries for that also. I never do this because this is done by the DBA.
I think it's grant DBA to Turab.
No, but that will give complete access to all the tables. I only want to give it for just one specific.
Okay.
Grant privilege and object to user. Okay, this is how you do it. I did it wrong. I forgot the syntax. So grant DBA. Oh, okay, this is how it should be. I just misplaced this. Okay. So you can say now give grant select onto Turab. Instead of using shortcut, you can use this. Now, previously Turab was not able to access this. Now Turab can query this. Now Turab is trying to update this. Turab doesn't have access. Okay, so you will go back to the person who created this and say grant update. And now Turab will have update access also. Whatever I did as guys, anything you do as a shortcut, you can do it as queries as well. Now Turab can update. Why does it say 0 rows updated? It should be 1 row updated, right? Oh, update set salary equal to where? Oh, there is no MPID because I deleted that. Let me change it. So the Turab can now update records. Can Turab delete records? No, because Turab doesn't have delete access. So you go back and say, okay, instead of giving one at a time, you can just say grant DBA. That means Turab can insert, update, delete, alter, truncate. Turab can also give access to other people also. So you're giving, oh, you cannot log into HR and give DBA access. You will have to log in into sales and say give full access to Turab. Missing in or invalid privilege. Why?
Maybe it doesn't like a DBA.
Yeah, but you can give full access because from the shortcut, I'm able to give full access, right? So if from the shortcut, I can say privileges grant. I can pick Turab and I can say oh, I think it's grant all.
It says grant all on suppliers or something.
Yeah, you can give C.
Grant all.
If you say all, okay. So if you go, oh, let me get rid of this first. Revoke all of them. Grant all like this. Yeah, grant succeeded. Okay, now if you go here and refresh, Turab has full access on this table. Once again, these are all DBA tasks. You will not be doing it unless you create a table and somebody else is asking for access to that table. You can do it. Okay.
So if somebody creates a table and first of all, I mean, are there any like table ownerships at user level, or everything is
No.
DBA?
So what? So usually what happens is when you go to work, you will have Turab, Abdul, Puzzle, Tonia. Everybody has their own. Sorry, my mistake. When you go to work, you will have HR, you will have sales, you have order, you have different schemas. HR, sales, refunds. You have different data schemas here. So you will log into HR with your credentials. So when you create a table in HR schema, it is visible to everyone. You will not have something like Turab. You will not have your own. You will not have your own schema. Is that clear? So when you create a table at database, when you go to work and you create a table, it is visible to everyone. So if I log into HR and I create this table, somebody else logins to HR, they can query that unless you create a table and remove all accesses, then others cannot see. So you can just say revoke all. So all these accesses will be gone for Turab. Revoke all missing keyword. Missing keyword. How do you revoke all? Grant, execute, revoke. Oh, revoke, execute from. When you give access, it's to. When you remove access, it's just from. So remove. So if you go here, all of this, if I refresh this, all of this will be gone. Clear? But to answer your question, if you create a table, everybody else can see it. But if for some reason you create a table and others cannot see it and you can see it, you have to ensure that you have to grant privileges.
But I mean, so basically, anybody who is a non-DBA, they can create a table and then just limit the access to whoever they want, whether it's themselves or somebody
See,
else.
it is company's information.
Mm-hmm.
You are not allowed to hide information from anyone, right?
Mm-hmm.
You will have very specific cases where you're not allowed to, because everybody is working for the same company, right?
Right.
But there are some instances where there is, like, supervisors will have access to personal information. There is something called as PII, personal identifiable information. So this is like SSN, phone number, home address, salary, something like that. So sensitive columns, only few people like the project lead or the architect will have access. Regular developers will not have access. So coming back to views and materialized views, we got sidetracked, because what was the original question before I started, Grant? Somebody said, okay, Turab or Ramil, somebody asked, I create a suppose I have a, yeah, if you have a view, if you have a table like this, and you can remove access to the developer to this table and instead create a view on top of it and say, okay, here, you don't need SSN. I will remove your select, update, delete, all privileges. I will just create a view and then give you access like this. So you can use select empid, comma first name, comma last name, comma first name, pipe last name as full name from the table. You will see data like this. Is that clear? Yes or no?
Yeah, it's clear.
Okay. The grants part, you don't have to try. If you want to, you can. It's good if you want to try, but you will not be doing that at work. Okay. But in smaller companies, they will give you, see, when you join a smaller company, they will give you DBA access, they will give you all accesses. Bigger companies, it's very strictly, your job role is strictly defined. DBA will only do DBA task. Developer will do only developer task. Tester will do only testing. Okay, deployment will, like people who deploy code will only do deployment. Smaller companies, like banks, for example, very strict. Insurance companies, very strict. You're a developer, you'll only do developer. If you're a DBA, you will only maintain the database. If you're a Unix admin, you'll only maintain the Unix server. Banks and insurance companies are very strict when it comes to job. They don't want, oh, developer can also maintain the database. DBA can also maintain database. No, they're very strict when it comes to your job, whatever the jobs you do. So coming back to views and materialized view, when do you use which one? Okay, it has to be refreshed periodically. I have never scheduled a job. I've never scheduled a and I've never scheduled that. Try it out. Okay. Anybody has any questions? No, this is Informatica. Not this one.
Abdul, can you send the queries, please?
Yes, I will do that. I don't know. I have queries all over here. Which ones do you want? Or did I
Just
send last?
the latest one, the refresh materialized view and grant, yes.
Okay. What did I send last? I sent. Oh, I just created a table and select star into. Okay, let me send you this. Not this. Not you. Oh, did I close it? I think I. No, I have it here. Okay, so this is the view. This is the view. This is your materialized view. View will always return the latest data. Materialized view cannot return the latest data. Okay, and how do you refresh the materialized view? We refreshed materialized view. If there is any change in the underlying base table, and you can create indexes on materialized view. Can someone do the last question? Sonia, you want to do the last question and we can end the call.
Sure.
Let me stop sharing. Oh, hold on. Does anyone else want to do the last question? I don't. Okay, let Sonia do it. From tomorrow, I want some new people to do it. Okay, so can you can you do the last question?
Tomorrow Irfan sharing screen.
Irfan, sure.
Okay. Oh, should I?
Yeah, we can see your screen.
Should I stop? Should I
Yeah,
stop sharing?
No, no,
Okay.
no, you're good. Can you
Okay,
increase
I
the
gotta
font?
do this again. Yes, because I keep changing it for myself. It's more comfortable for me.
Okay.
Okay, so the last question. So, okay, I already have, that's not it. So I already have that table created and everything inserted. And
yeah,
so this once, yes, the question is we need to remove, oh, wait, I'll have to remove it again.
Yeah, drop the table.
I'll have to drop it, yeah.
Yeah. You have to use the word table.
Yeah, table. Drop table, and then I'll create everything again.
Materialized view is a big topic. I don't have enough time to cover that. If you guys are interested, please go through that. But this one should be enough for now. Okay. So
we have all these.
Correct.
We have 3 Abduls, 111. We have 2 Toms, and we need to write a query to get rid of duplicates. So we can use the row ID, the one that we talked about a couple days ago. So we would write select statement. Let's do select star. No, we'll do select emp ID, name, and we'll do just a row ID to begin with.
Correct. Don't start with the delete statement because you will never be able to do it.
Yeah. So we'll do just just to see all the codes, and we'll do it from the HRM underscore duplicates. So just do it from this table. And we'll have to group it because we have a lot of
No, just
duplicates in here.
execute this. Execute
Okay.
this one for now.
Okay. So these are all different codes that we
Yeah.
need to.
So if you want to delete employee ID 1, you cannot say delete from table where emp ID equals to 1 because it will delete
Mhm.
one Abdul, one Abdul, one Abdul. We covered this.
Yes.
So instead, how do you differentiate the three Abduls employee ID ones with the help of row ID? Because that's the
So-
actual physical address.
First, we have to query what we actually want to see. So we'll
Yes.
put it as row ID. We'll say that we want only the minimum, like the
Yeah.
first one,
Yes.
and the second emp ID, and the third one.
AAF. You want AAA, AAD, and AAF. Okay.
And we have to group by here.
Yeah, because you have three employee ID ones, you want to make it one. Or
So we'll
you
use
don't-
these.
if you don't want to remember all that, whatever you have in the select statement, just dump
That's
it in the
right,
group by.
And
So execute this.
so this is what we want to actually see.
Yes,
And now we need to delete what we don't want to see.
correct.
So we'll write the delete statement from this table.
Mm-hmm.
And we'll say the statement where, because we have a condition where the
Because-
row.
You cannot delete on emp ID. You cannot delete on name. You can only delete on row ID.
Yes, not in.
Mm-hmm.
And we have to copy select not in select from the whole
Yeah.
entire.
Yeah, correct.
We have to put it in a okay. And I have to I always forgetting the last one here. Okay.
Yeah, just execute what's inside the. No. Wait.
Yeah, what's inside here, right?
Yeah, just execute that inner query. No, you forgot the select.
The select one, yeah.
Yeah. So this is what you will save. This is what you will keep because you're saying not delete everything from this table except these three except these three addresses.
That's what we want to see. Yeah, that's what we want to see. And we're deleting the rest except for what we want to, and then we'll just do select from. That's what we got left. The end result. So
And
that's how we
just
got rid of.
commit.
Oh yeah. My bad. Okay, all done. 1, 2, 3.
Is this clear to everyone?
Yeah, yes, I will probably keep the delete out of commit out of delete. So it's
Yeah, the DML.
Yeah. Keep it separate because
yeah.
no. Hold on. Why do you want to keep it separate? Take a backup of the table, right? And then have delete and commit in one shot. If something got messed up, you can restore the data back from the
Yeah.
right.
Just to see if you are deleting the right entries and everything.
That's
Just
okay.
yeah.
You'll
then
have
we'll-
you'll have the backup because when you deploy this code to production, you cannot tell the DBA, okay, execute the delete statement, stop, I want to check the data. Okay, then you can commit. No, it doesn't work like that.
right.
When you
Mhm.
deploy code to production, you will give everything. You will give the delete statement, commit, and everything backup. All these queries will execute as one shot. The DBA will not execute your delete statement and you'll say, okay, hold on, I want to check data. Then
Right. No. Of course, before I give delete statement, I will probably have checked the results that what I'm deleting. Only
yeah.
then.
So in production, you will have to give just one big SQL statement. It should have backup first, delete, and then commit. Okay. Is this clear to everyone?
Yep.
Okay, I want to cover one small topic. The rest of the assignment, you guys try to do it. I want to cover one small topic, and then that should be it. Suppose you have a table, employee table. Again, I'm going to keep using the same table. ID, name, department ID, and
Please make it a little bigger.
you have on day one I hire how many? I hired 2 people. One, employee Abdul and department ID 10. Day 2 I hired 2, and then Rob and 20. On day 2 I hire 2 more people. So I have to always remember what was the last. I don't want to keep gaps in between, right? So I will have to select max of employee from this table. So it will show 2. Then I will start with 3. And then Sam and something like this, right? On day 4, I want to start with what I left, right? What was the maximum value? That I want to start +1 from that. So I want to start with 4, Tom, and say 40 like this. So this is a painful process where I have to remember what was the last maximum value used, and then I have to do +1 and do it, right? So this employee ID is just in sequence and it keeps adding by 1, right? Can we automate this process? Do I always have to remember what was the last value used and do +1 on the next day? It's not like the best way to do. What if there are 5 people doing hiring? So you put 4, and in the meantime somebody hired 5 more people, 3 more people, and then you hire 1 more person. Will you put 5 again because you entered 4 last, and then you think nobody hired anyone, right? Then it will fail because this is employee ID is primary key. Why should
Yeah. Max emp ID +1.
Hold on. So you shouldn't be keeping a track on this column because we know that this column is always keep adding every time you insert a new value. So in databases, we have an Oracle database or all databases, we have something called as a sequence. Okay, if you open this HR schema and if you go to sequences, so you have all these sequences. Okay, so let me look at the SQL for the sequence. Okay, paste it here, create sequence. Let's break it down. People who work on Power Center, they should look very familiar. People who work on Power Center, this should look very familiar. Turab, have you used sequence generator in Power Center?
Yes.
Okay. So let me create
as a primary key.
Yeah, as a primary key. When you do std type 2, this is the sequence generator, what you map to the F key or the dim key, right? D key or F key. Okay, anyways, I don't want to confuse other people. So let me create a brand new table. Create table hr.emp underscore seq, and I will say emp ID number, emp name, varchar 215, then department ID.
HR.
What is that?
HR.employees.
Oh, sorry, correct. Okay. Yeah. What happens if I keep HE? It says that schema doesn't exist or user doesn't exist. Okay, so let me create this. Okay, erase this. Now, I don't want to insert values into this manually. Okay, I just want to insert a person's name and department ID. This should be inserted automatically. So I'm going to say create sequence. I will just say empl underscore seq, min value 1, maximum value this, increment by 1, start with 1. Okay, and I'm going to execute this. Okay, this employee sequence got created. Now, when I insert data into this table, I will say insert into this table values. I don't want to worry about temp ID. I only want to worry about name and department ID, right? So I will say up to 10. Oh, ample underscore. Sorry. It says one row inserted. What happens when I do select star on this table? Okay. Employee ID 1. What? I hired one more person to Rob. And okay, see what happens. See, so I don't have to keep a track on this. Now I'm going to ask an interview question. I'm going to ask an interview question. I created a brand new table. In this brand new table, I'm trying to insert values like this. One row got inserted. So what happens when I do select star on this table? Can someone tell me? I will see name as Turab. I will say department ID as Tim. What will be the employee ID?
You will see 1, I guess.
No, you will see 3. Because you already inserted 2 values in the previous table, right? You already inserted 2 values in the previous table. So it's going to take the next value of that. You already inserted 2 values. So it's going to take, so now the counter has been reset to 2. So increment by 1. This sequence doesn't care if you're inserting data into the same table or a different table. It will do +1 from what it loaded the last time, whether it's a new table or the same table. Is this clear to everyone?
So it's basically the column name. Which,
is this clear to everyone?
Yeah.
So if I have a third table, or if I have this, if I have this table now, okay, I'm trying to insert data into this table. What will be the value here in this? What will I, when I do select star, what will I see? I'll see Turab and 10. What will be the employee ID?
It's going to be 4.
4. Is that clear? Okay. You can also increment by 10. So you will see 1, 11, 20, 21.
Sorry for interruption. Where did you mention that imp ID should go like with this interval? Like I didn't I missed that part.
So when you're inserting data into the table, you will put the sequence value, the sequence name, and then I will say dot next val. So next value, it will keep inserting the next value, whether it's a different table or the same table, it doesn't care.
So next val is a reserved word, or okay.
Is that clear? So right now I'm inserting values like with an addition of 1. I can insert with values. You can insert increment by 10 or 20 also, or 15. So If you say 10, the first value will be 1, next value will be 11, third value will be 21, 31, 41, 51.
Abdul, so if you wanna,
Yes.
Abdul, so if you would like to, sorry, like I had like a little confusion. So if you would like to go ahead, like this is sequence, not on the emp ID, but let's say on the department ID. Of course, department ID is not good idea, good example. Something not on this emp ID. How do you mention that?
You just replace it with that phrase in the values. Is this right?
What was the question? Sorry, I didn't get it.
Yeah, if you want to, for example, replace turab with if you want to make it instead of turab, not turab, but for example, he's saying like, how do you mention instead of emp ID, how do you use, for example, dep ID? Would you replace it with this phrase?
Yeah, you can do it like this also.
Oh, okay.
Wherever it's a number field, it will just insert.
Thank you very much.
It inserted 5 and 5. So if I execute this again, but
Okay, yeah, it's
this one, it's not a good example. Like you said, create another sequence. Actually, that doesn't mean you keep hiring department IDs new. It's a bad example, but technically you can do it. You can create another sequence called hr.dep underscore seq, and over here you can say, increment by 10. Let me execute this first. Sequence created. What? Sequence does not exist.
You didn't change the table name. You should do department, right?
That's a sequence name. In this table, hold on.
Shouldn't it be the department sequence dot nextval?
Yeah, that's what I have. Department underscore seq dot nextval. Why am I getting an error message? The sequence doesn't exist. Oh, okay. This is a problem, right? Because I already have 10, 5, 6. I cannot say min value is 1, and so I should say start with 11. Okay, let me drop this sequence. Hold on, let me just create a brand new table. You shouldn't be creating brand new tables. You should alter your existing sequence and divide by 1. Okay. Let me create this brand new table. Let me insert data into this. Does not have the required. It's giving me a permission error. What if I say 10 here? This is working. Create sequence hr.dep underscore seq. dep underscore seq. So I want to say sequence does not exist. Why is this giving me an error?
Okay, so you revert empl dot underscore sequence there, right? That's the first one. Okay.
Yeah. I inserted this one. Now when I try to do, that should work, right? Depth underscore SEQ next one.
There's EMPL sequence and then there's EMP4 sequence. And insert into statement.
Okay, okay. So I'll put 20 here. Okay, this will work. And now if I do select star on this table, this will work. But I'm trying to replace this 20. I don't want to do this. So I will say inc. I will create a brand new sequence. I will say min value 10, increment by 10, start by 10, something like this. I will take depth SEQ dot next val. Oh, I already inserted. Yeah, I already inserted 10 and 20. Okay, let me truncate this table. The specified sequence does not exist, or the user does not have the required. The sequence does not exist. Sequence does not exist. That is weird. Okay, let me truncate this table. Okay, I will say in value increment by 1. Create this. This table is empty. Sequence doesn't exist. Okay, guys, I'm sorry, I'm tired. So look into this. But if I put it like this one is working. When I do like this, see, it's inserting data. See, it's inserting data now. The next one. But when I put a brand new, look into that. But yeah, last thing, if you want to see all the sequences created in the database, just like you have all underscore tables, all underscore tab underscore columns, all underscore views, all underscore indexes, all underscore constraints, you also have all underscore all under select star. So you want to see all the sequences created in HR schema, or you can just say where, instead of me showing you manually here, you can just say HR. Sequence underscore owner. Okay, these are all the ones I just created. What is wrong with this? Last number is 3300. Oh, that is okay. Okay. Anyways, you got the idea of sequences, right? So try this out. Anybody has any questions?
Abdul, if it's quick, can you also show how to refresh the sequence numbers? If it's quick. If not, we can discuss. Yes, refresh the sequence. Let's say you want to refresh it.
I didn't understand.
So
Refresh?
let's say refresh, yes. Now EMPL sequence is at 9, right?
Yeah.
Yes. How can you make it 0? Start from the first 1. You have to refresh it for that, right?
You have to write an alter statement.
Alter statement.
Yeah, you can write alter sequence. Where is alter? So you can alter sequence. Sorry, there is
Doesn't say anything about refreshing. It says dropping or altering. There's no refreshing or resetting or anything.
Yeah, with alter you can refresh. Like if you want some other value for it to start with. Suppose you inserted 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Now you want it to start with 20. You can say current value alter alter sequence number, and then whatever you want to. So suppose in this table you already have 9 here, okay, and you can just use this. You can say alter sequence. I've never done this. Alter sequence sample underscore seq, and you want to start with start with 100. Cannot alter this. Okay, you cannot alter the starting sequence number. You can alter increment by. Let's say you can order. I think you can order increment by 100. Alter instead of incrementing by 1, you can alter increment by 100. Okay, it's a sequence altered. Now, if I want to, if I execute this, it says 1 row inserted. Now you see it had 9. Now you have 109. But I don't think you can refresh and say start with 0 again. The starting value cannot be refreshed. You will have to drop and recreate with the same name, and then say start with 0.
Okay. All right. Thank you.
Okay. Tomorrow I will cover. We are very close to ending SQL, so I'll look at the topics and I'll let you know. Okay, but try to complete the assignment.
Did we do triggers yet? Because
No.
the second question. Okay.
No, we did not do triggers. Try to do triggers. Okay. It's very simple. Try to do triggers. Okay. We'll see you guys tomorrow then.
Thank you. Have a good day.
See you tomorrow.
Bye.
Turap çık.
Çözüldü hamur çözüyor.
Turab ne haber ya? Selamünaleyküm.
Aleyküm selam. Sen tamam abi.
Gruptan yazın ya. Bedri benim adım.
Gözde ben de kamera atmıyorum. Bedri. Bedri kaldı bıçak. Kaldı bıçak. Wow.
Tamam. Sen nerede çalışıyorsun Turab?
Abi ben hospital'da çalışıyorum. Montefiore'da.
Nerede?
Montefiore'da çalışıyorum. IT sayesinde.
Tamam. Şey yapalım da bir konuşalım hep beraber ya gençlerle.
Sorun değil. Burada Ramil var. Kamran çıktı. Ali var.
Ali var.
Başkaları da ki abi bize kulak asıl sonra çıkırlar yorulup.
Sen bana mesaj atsana. Ben Bedri diye yazacağım şeyde WhatsApp'ta. Senin numara belli değil.
Abi sen nerede çalışıyorsun?
Ben Chicago'dayım.
Chicago'da. Sen İlsur abinin mi yanında çalışıyordun?
Yok İlsur abimle de çalışmıyorum ama duymuşluğum var İlsur'u falan yani ama ben de ona benzer işler de yapıyordum eskiden. Kiosk işleri yapıyordum. Kendi kiosklarım vardı. Oyuncak işi yapıyordum. Telefon değil yani.
Anladım.
Siz
Tamam abi görüşürüz.
Tamam abi, görüşürüz. Haberleşelim mi?
Oldu abi, inşallah görüşürüz.
Allah.
Hadi eyvallah. Bye.
Eyvallah, bye bye.